Hello everyone. Once again, it is that time of year, the time to make a big video tour of my entire ceiling fan collection. And a quick disclaimer, I didn't really have a lot of time to make this video, so I apologize I'm not able to have a SpongeBob reference gag intro this time. We're just gonna jump right into it. So we'll start off here in my bedroom as we usually do. In the middle spot we have a black Fasco State Fair. This is one of the Airmark relabel Fasco State Fairs with light oak blades. Over here we have an antique brass ornate Fasco Great Room. Here we have a walnut brown Fasco parlor fan. Here is a polished brass IntelliTouch Casablanca Four Seasons from 1984 with antique white blades. Over here is a K55 three-bladed 52-inch Emerson heat fan. And finally, over in this corner, we have a 38-inch Thomas T3 fan. So those are the 6 ceiling fans currently up on the ceiling in my bedroom. Down here on the floor we have a few various things. Right there is a large Casablanca sign. And then here is a box with a couple fans in it, a 48-inch 80s Hunter Summer Breeze and a Moss Tropical Breeze Deluxe, as well as a few spare Casablanca parts that have been harvested. Really quickly, down here by my desk I have a bunch of glassware and the such on this bottom shelf. And under here, a green 1930s Hunter Original, or Hunter 1930s Original. Over here are 2 stacked boxes, each with several fans in them. This one, for instance, as you can see right there, has a brown and brass parlor fan, as well as a Dusty Rose Delta 2, as seen right there. And the box on the bottom has a polished brass Casablanca Lady Delta, an antique brass Homestead Universal Monterey, and a glossy black Casablanca Panama. Then we'll go here to the closet. As per usual, the top shelves are flooding with various glass shades and such. And then down here at the bottom are a couple of hang trues and various blades. Over there on the right is also the light bowl for the green 1930s. And as well, as is per the usual, under my bed, I have a long row of blades ranging from Fasco Parlor Fan to various Casablanca Panamas, Deltas, Zephyrs, Victorians, and all that. 1930s original blades are there. And then we can go quickly to the other side. We got Ferrari red Lady Delta blades there. These belong to a stub bracket Panama. And most of these again are, these belong to a Mercury, either that or a Meridian. But again, most of these other ones are Panamas and Deltas, and those are Parlor Fan. So that is the very large quantity of blade storage under my bed, and as such, that is everything to see fan-wise here in my bedroom. Next up, here in the guest bedroom, in the bedroom part, we have a polished brass Casablanca Century with a K5L and stencil blades. Back here in the hallway is a polished brass Casablanca Cambridge with a K4 and short blades, and it's also on an LCA so that it fits in here. And finally, back in the bathroom is an antique white Casablanca Delta with the Four Seasons housing, Casablanca Delta Seasons being its nickname. Now, I know we don't usually go over to this side of the crawl space, but due to some moving and other arrangements and the like, some fan parts have been shifted around. So as you can see here, there are some fan parts back in here. Right there is a set of heat cycler blades. There's blades to a Casablanca New Orleans, and there are blades to a Casablanca Zephyr. And then back there are more blade boxes, set of Emerson 1895 blades, and then right back there is my Peach Fasco decorator. And then over on this side, can't see it too terribly well, but there is a K63 Casablanca Zephyr, a K63 Casablanca Victorian. There, you can hardly see it around the shadow of the corner, but it is a K63 Casablanca New Orleans, and then that right there is a K55 IntelliTouch Zephyr. And that is the Zephyr that those aforementioned blades go to, and that is the New Orleans that, again, the aforementioned blades go to. And these are all very relatively recent acquisitions. Where the Casablancas off to the left side are. The decorator, of course, I've had for a long time now. Okay, now to revisit some old territory. Over here in this storage unit, in here we have several familiar faces, but also some new ones. A couple new ones would include, not seen last year, this antique brass Cambridge Slumber Quiet, that brass and copper Victorian, also Slumber Quiet, this Davenport Industrial Fan, and this Casablanca Mercury. I did have another one just like it, but this is actually a different one. However, aside from that, I believe pretty much all of these have been seen before. And there's blades up on top here. One other new one I believe is that white and brass Fasco Charleston right there. But otherwise you have various other fans, mostly Casablanca, though a few Hunter originals and such as well. Okay. And now, go over here. Right here, once again, we have another new storage space for fans. This, however, is just temporary. Like I said, moving and shuffling within the collection has been happening, so for the time being, this is a temporary spot that I have some fans stored. And as far as I can remember, pretty much every fan in here is one that has not previously been seen in one of these big video tours, so we'll go through them all. There is an Emerson 1895 series. There is a Newtone Veranda Deluxe, a Fasco heat cycler, a small brown Fasco parlor fan, a charcoal black Delta. Back there is a K63 Zephyr in antique brass, and a K63 Victorian in white and brass, a Spartan E5200, another charcoal black Delta. One of these two has already been videoed, the other one has not, so that means I'm now up to 4 of these. Probably going to be selling 1 or 2 pretty soon. A traditional brown Delta, a designer gray Lady Delta, a Casablanca Meridian right there in white and brass. Behind that is an antique brass ornate Fasco parlor fan, a Slumber Quiet Casablanca Cambridge, an antique brass Hunter original, an IntelliTouch Casablanca Cambridge, another Fasco heat cycler, a glossy black Casablanca Cascade, and then over there is a Casablanca Zephyr 3 and a white Navajo Casablanca Delta 2. And then off to the side there is a polished brass Casablanca Victorian. It is cardboard box variable speed with a K55 motor. And then there's some hang trues and stuff that go to those fans. And you can also see just barely poking out a glossy black K4B. And there's some other parts over there. So many new and interesting things to be seen here. And then coming back in here, I've dismantled a bunch of things in this closet here so we can get back to the storage space back there. As you can see right here, there are several boxes strewn about. Most of these have been covered before, however. Right here is a set of Fasco heat cycler blades to one of the previously seen motors. Here is a long oblong box with a few things in it, such as Avalon blades and Fasco Great Room blades underneath there that you can barely see, and some Casablanca wall controls as well. Over here is a Casablanca box that has a Pastel Navajo Panama in it. There is an in-box Evergo Saratoga, aka Banana Fan, and then there is a in-box Fasco World's Fair. Here is an in-box Casablanca Centennial. Very heavy box because, real quickly I can show you, beyond this cardboard is an oak crate. So yeah, weighs quite a bit. Right there are various small bins with parts such as blade irons and switches and down rods and that sort of thing. Short down rods, that is. The long down rods are kept right there and over there. And then as seen right here in these boxes, they all have various blades in them, and they are all labeled. This bottom box has a couple sets of blades in it, but it also has some other things like IT boards and IT controls and that sort of stuff. These two boxes have motors in them. They have two Crest fans, the 5200 series or whatever it is, or 2000 series, excuse me. Thinking of Atari for some reason. But yeah, the Crest 2000 series, there's two of those in one of these boxes. A plastic Emerson fan, or plastic Sears, whatever it is, as well as a Slumber 5 Delta 2 in polished brass. That's what's in these boxes. I do have them labeled with writing, however that's outdated. Most of those fans that were in there before have since been sold. And then right up here is a box full of various light kits and whatnot. And also some other parts such as blade irons and IT controls. Now moving back into the crawl space itself, I can't show you too much back here, but rest assured, most of it has been covered in the previous video tours, but from what you can see here, and then it goes all the way back. So you can see there's things like anti-copper Victorian, Ferrari Red Delta 2, A&G Machinery, Fasco Parlor Fan, another designer gray Casablanca Lady Delta, a Casablanca 20th Century, a white and brass stub bracket Panama, a Thomas Hugger fan, K63 Zephyr, Fasco Great Room, Casablanca Panama, Casablanca Alpine Four Seasons thing, Brown Delta, Copper Victorian, etc., etc., etc. And once again, most of the fans back there have been videoed previously. Or either videoed previously or been seen in a previous video tour. There's things like Brown Hunter Original, an old Jacksonville, White and Brass Fasco State Fair, other Fasco Charlestons, a Black and Chrome Saturn, Glossy Black Delta 2s, more Slumber Quiet Casablanca Four Seasons than I can count, another Moroccan Sand Panama, an IntelliTouch Victorian, a Litex Rainbow fan, or Harbor Breeze Rainbow, whatever it is, a couple of Inbox Hunter Originals, as well as some blades, too. There's a lot of stuff back there. Oh yeah, one other cool thing there is the Casablanca Broadway Limited, though I know that's been seen before. And then these three boxes here have also more blades in them. And on top is a box with glass in it, and then Ferrari Red K4B and switch cap. Oh, and one fan I almost forgot about is around this corner, Matte Black Fasco Parlor fan, though that has also been videoed previously. So that's everything back in there. And around here in this closet in the surrounding area. Okay, moving on. Master bedroom, what else but the antique brass Quorum Remington ceiling fan. Kicking for almost 20 years now. Currently running on low speed. And last but not least, out here in the garage, here we have a 38-inch antique white first generation Fasco Charleston. here is a Casablanca Four Seasons in polished brass with cane blades. This fan has been here for about 3 or 4 years now. And farthest away is a Verde Hunter Original. And then over here at the workbench, some glass shades wrapped up here. And then up top is a 5-bladed white Fasco Charleston, 3rd gen, a Fasco parlor fan motor disassembled, a Casablanca K55 motor for parts, Emerson TOC, or Sears TOC, whatever it is, and a washed bronze Delta 2. That down here at the bottom, there's another box of blades, and then there's also 4 originals, white, black, brass, and small white. Right there. And the light kit that the Sears TOC came with, sitting on top of them. And then over here in this corner is my toolbox, and then underneath that is, these boxes have glass in them, and then down there just various screws and other parts like Casablanca bearings and other things like that left over from Fanimation. So there you go. That is just about, wait, hold on a second. Don't cut footage just yet, or, well, I am going to have to cut footage, but sit tight, folks, the video is not over just yet. And finally, I come to you from a brand new, undisclosed location. As you can see, boxes are already starting to pile up here, some of which have already been seen, others of which maybe not. These 2 boxes here have blades stored in them. These boxes over here all have motors in them. For instance, this one. Here's the down rod. Right there's an antique brass Hunter low profile peeking out. Over here is a gray Fasco decorator. And this box is an antique brass Hunter Original R&M, straight from Habitat, as you can see right there. Still has the tested sticker on it. This box has a Fasco parlor fan in it, as seen there, and a designer gray Panama, as seen by the downrun and hang true. And the motor is, that's the parlor fan motor there. And there's also a gallery edition Four Seasons, as seen right there. Anyways, suffice to say, by all these boxes being here, some new things are going to be coming. Some new locations, that is. New fans, of course, as always, but also some new locations, so stay tuned for that. May not be for a while until I get filming in this new location for realsies, but it'll happen eventually, so look forward to that in the distant future. Alright, well anyways, that's all on my end for my ceiling fan collection as of now, so happy Ceiling Fan Day to all, and to all a good night.